Hey guys, it's Jeff from UnleashThePhones.com, and here's a quick video review of the Samsung Galaxy Beam, their Pico projector equipped mid-range handset, kind of a sequel to the Galaxy Beams from years before in 2009, 2010. Those had a 6 lumens Pico projector. This one has a 15 lumens Pico projector, which is pretty intense, integrated right built in. So just to quickly show you how the phone looks, it has this orange lining all around, which kind of means it is oriented more for teenagers and maybe fun adventure type people. I don't know, it's a little bit chubby-ish, but it's very sturdy. It actually has a lot better build quality than even the Galaxy S3, so it is quite impressive. It's very sturdy. It's half an inch, so it's not too thick. It weighs about 145 grams, which isn't too bad at all. It feels really nice in the hand too as well, because you can really hold it and walk around with it and project, you know. So it's easy to hold as well, which is really saying something nowadays. And at the back you can notice you have this nice rubbery-ish soft touch plastic. I actually like the texture on this. It actually feels quite nice. I'm not sure if you can see it in the camera, but it does feel really nice and really nice to hold. Now the only way you know this is a device with a projector built in is if you notice the slight bulge right there at the top, which you can see. This is what houses the Pico projector on top of the 5 megapixel camera with the single LED flash. You can see it's turned off right now, but if I turn it on, this is gonna affect the camera for a little bit, but let's see, there we go. So yeah, when it's turned on, you can see that's what it looks like. And at the front of the device you have a capacitive back key right there, and a menu key because it runs Android 2.3 Gingerbread, and a manual home key. Around the device you have a SIM card slot right there and volume keys, which work pretty okay, and a 3.5mm audio jack at the side, which is very strange placement, but I guess they had to accommodate the Pico projector on top, so they couldn't actually do much. This is a little button that turns the projector on or off, and right here you have a power screen lock button which turns the screen on and off, and a slot for the micro SD card as well. At the bottom you have a lone USB charging port and a loudspeaker right there towards the bottom of the back. So yeah, your basic phone other than the projector. This is all powered by a 2000 mAh battery, which means it lasts for a while. There is supposed to be another extra battery provided in the retail package, but we didn't get that, unfortunately. But when you do buy it from a shop, you should get the extra battery, which should help. At the front you have a 4-inch 480 by 800 pixel resolution screen, which is pretty good. It's very vivid. You can see even in the sunlight right there, it does a pretty okay job. So it's not too bad at all. It has the same TouchWiz UI that you've seen on Gingerbread before, so I'm not going to actually talk much about it because it doesn't really bring anything new, but it looks really nice on the 233, I think, PPI resolution screen, which means a pixel density screen, sorry, which means it looks pretty crisp-ish. Powering this whole thing, you have a 1 GHz dual core. I think it's a ST Ericsson chip, which is a strange choice, but it means everything is really fast. And you have about 768 MB of RAM, which keeps everything going pretty well, as fast as it can. You can watch HD resolution movies as well and project them from the projector, which is actually pretty cool. There's DivX and XVID support built in, and you have the same TouchWiz media functions like the Music Hub and music players, which aren't really new as such, but they do basically everything you would expect them to do, so no complaints. You can sort your music by playlists, by albums, etc, etc. And the loudspeaker at the back is actually pretty okay. It's slightly above average, not very loud, but does a pretty good job. Coming to the web browser does a pretty okay job as well. It's a basic Android Gingerbread web browser. You can't really expect much from that, but it does a good job at panning around and zooming in, it is a little slow to load-ish, and as you just saw, there are tilt zoom functions built in, which Samsung has in most of their phones. Just to quickly show you, the keyboard is really nice and comfortable to type on. You can really type on it very one-handedly, comfortably, or use it in landscape mode if you prefer, where of course the experience gets better. So yeah, it is okay. The camera, I'm just going to quickly show you the camera at the back. There's a 5 megapixel camera. It has the usual amount of features as such, and you can tap the menu key to bring some more things up. You have various scene modes, shooting modes, etc. Images taken have a good amount of detail to them. It is slightly above average, but it's nothing to write home about. Coming to the video mode, you can record at up to 720p resolution video, which is a bit of a disappointment, but again, not too bad. It does have some pretty okay results, so I can't complain as much for this price. At least it is a disappointment that I can't record 1080p videos because it is a dual core processor after all, but it's not too big. Just to talk about what everybody wants to really know about the projector, I have a couple of videos showing off the projector and how cool it's been and how much fun we've had with it. There's even a couple functions built in with this projector that I'll just quickly show you right now. For example, you can adjust the focus of the projector, which is really useful, or rotate the projection, and even have a little quick pad thing on where you can just sketch around if you want to, and adjust a pointer, change the pointer if you want to, or a pen, etc, etc, which is very cool stuff. There's also a separate Projector app that I'm going to try and show you right now. The Projector app is actually a whole bunch of different apps that make use of the projector. There is the focus and rotation, which I just showed you, the quick pad, which I showed you again, the visual presenter, which lets you project what you see on the camera around, which can actually have some pretty trippy results. There's also the ambient mode, which is kind of cool, which can project any video or slideshow, or even with accompanied background music as well, which kind of has its own moments, but it is pretty cool. You can also use it as a torch, which has a couple colors which you can choose from, and there's a nice little briefing mode which will wake you up every morning by projecting the day's news and information. Again, I'm not sure how useful that would be in the morning, but it is kind of useful. So yeah, that's the projector modes. Like I said, the projector is really useful to have. I'm a huge fan of that concept. I wish every phone had a projector because it has been really cool to use. The projections are pretty good at night, okay in low light. As you can imagine, it's not that great in the morning under bright conditions. We'll have more about that in the detailed review, so you can check that out. The fact that it has no ICS built in is a bit of a disappointment because every phone nowadays has Android 4.0 ICS built in, pre-installed and available. So that is a bit of an annoying thing, but Gingerbread does the job okay. Of course, because it has Gingerbread, that means you can't install Google Chrome or a couple of 4.0 apps on this. But apart from that, it's really amazing that Samsung has managed to stick that much stuff inside this little package. It is quite small for what it can do, and I'm imagining that there's going to be a lot of fans of what it does. Yeah, to sum it up, it is a niche device. I assume some people are going to be very interested in this. I actually had a lot of fun with this, taking it around and pranking a couple of friends of mine. It's a reasonable price, but it is niche, so you're going to have to really think about whether you want this phone for what it does or not. I just wish that we could see projectors built into more devices. But yeah, just don't take my word for it. Check out our detailed review for a better comparison of each minute feature. Or let us know your comments or questions right in the comment section below. I'm Clinton Jeff, and thanks for watching, guys.